Oh, yeah. I mean, I got reminded something this morning. My boy looked down at my phone and he said, and I didn't even understand what he was saying at first, because I've never fucking done it. He said, is that the front end of your Phantom on your phone? And it was the Spirit of Ecstasy, dope zoomed in pic by the plane we were getting on. And he said, is that your car on your phone? And he looks at my other phone. He goes, is that your house on your other phone? Do you guys get that? Most people have pictures of stuff they'll never have on their motherfucking phone. And straight up, I always did that. No matter where I was at whatever level, I always had my shit right there. If I ever put, everything I put on my phone is always what I'm doing. That's so fucking just massive. That's a massive clue up to where my mind's at. I know exactly where I'm at. And I like exactly where I'm at. Even when I was in prison and people were watching me post from prison, I was really proud even when I was in prison because I was validating with the man I was. I mean, even the fact that I had to get on the phone each day to post, to give people the wisdom and that feeling I was feeling. If you've seen anything from me over time, you know one thing about me. I have to gift this feeling that I'm experiencing. That's the best thing we could do for people. Good, bad, whatever. If we can gift them that energy we're feeling, the emotions we're going through, whatever we're feeling in life at that moment, if we could give it to them with an explanation of how it was beneficial to the moment or how it was hindering forward progress, a definition, an articulation, the way to observe, an observation of that moment is massive. And if you're doing it all the time, you're giving people glimpses of ways of thinking and alternate routes of moving through life at a level that nobody ever could ever sit there and articulate, explain, or even observe unless they were massively in tune with their third eye or their mental witness. This is somebody who lives completely different. They live in a bird's eye view. They live in a state of projection. They watch everything, 30,000 feet. I've always saw myself as a player in something bigger, and I look down upon me. You guys look out of you guys actually look out of your iris, your lens. So everything's happening to you. I look at myself from above. So I'm actually orchestrating a much bigger plan. When people have problems in life, I'm like, this is way bigger than you could ever imagine. And I've told them, even if I die, keep going. I've told them, even if you die, I'll keep going. There's not one person that is greater than this whole. There's not one person greater than the whole of this message, which is how to be an upright man who's aligned with universal truths and the wisdom that source energy from above places in our hearts. There's no way you can denounce the truth. And regardless, everybody wants to take sensory issues and throw them on top of the very simple truths we live because it scares them. It scares them that they would have to give up their creature comforts and they don't know what life would be like without these things. So they denounce the truth in their chest, which would actually be very sacrificial. And they try to demonize the people that actually bring forth the truth that we all resonate with and we all know. That's why they're triggered by it, because unless it was true, it wouldn't trigger them. You know, the biggest thing is that I like to understand stuff much deeper than most people, but I don't need to understand it to move forward. Most people are so foolish, they need to comprehend and understand fully before they ever commit. I just need to know that I'm being called for it, and I move forward with complete faith. I don't have to really understand it. I have to just feel it. I run off intuition. You guys try to run off logic too much. Well, logically, how do I do this? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm made for this. I'm all in. You guys will never be able to move as quick. You will never be able to move as efficiently. You will never be able to move like someone who moves from the intuition in their chest, which is God's voice guiding them. You'll never, ever be able to move like them. Ever. ever, motherfucker. And all you logic-based dipshits, please explain it to me how this is gonna go down before I actually make a move forward in this way, you fucking morons. Here's Wes Watson. Oh my God, this feels so good. When I was fully in alignment for the first 3 months, 6 months, year, 3 years, 6 years, 10 years, 16 years, been in alignment with that man that I know I'm supposed to be, that I'm being called to be. There's nothing that could touch that. Nothing. And I knew I had to teach that. There was nothing else I have to teach. I don't have to be rich. I don't have to give anyone anything. I don't even have to provide this lifestyle. I don't have to do anything but be the man that I'm being called to be. And for some reason, whenever you're that man you're being called to be, everything is actually fine. You can actually have all this and get in a way that you're not being called to be, and it would be a fucking horrendous situation. That's why people spoil such good fucking... Someone could live this way and it could be so great, but they could not be at peace because they're not at peace within. The crazy thing is that, like I've said before, the world is not as it is, the world is as you are. So you can never talk shit about anyone, any situation, anything. The way you feel is completely up to you. It's completely how you've structured your day. Now, plenty of times when people talk about the weather, are they really talking about that? Because I've had dark days and I've gone out knowing that it couldn't be as good a day as a sunny day. But then I've gone into days like that knowing that I was the one who orchestrated my fate and my feeling through my thoughts and my actions, and I made it a better day because there was actually odds at stake that were stacked against me, supposedly, that I made up. You guys, there's so much more going on than you think. There's such a bigger purpose, and you're so fucking stupid if you think any of the small shit matters. I mean, I love when Gary Vee said that in that song. He said, I almost hope I lose everything so I could just show you motherfuckers how quick I could get it right back. And I added to that, what if I wouldn't even need it back? What if I lost everything and you could just read on my face that I was still content because I was still a man that I gave a fuck about. I was still a man that I valued. I mean, how quick would I get it back? And even, would I even get it back? Would I want it back? Would I seek it back? I don't know so much. I don't really need, as people believe I would by the way I live my life. I enjoy. It makes it better. It doesn't make it worse, definitely. But I'm getting to a point where, like, I did not even want to go start my SVJ up today. I had to go start it and drive it. I didn't even want to go. I went up there, was like, oh, fuck. Started up, drove it from my warehouse to here, parked in the driveway. Like, that's as far as and then I was like, fuck, I need to drive it back. It's sitting in the rain out front. I mean, I really just like to work. I really just like to write. I really just like to live this purpose that's so fucking massive that even if it goes bad, it's good. And even if it goes good, there's a chance I could make it bad by being out of alignment with what I know I'm being called to be in my heart. You guys aren't answering the call when your day's shitty. If you're still breathing and you answer the call, your day's great. Listen. It's all in your chest. Everything you need to hear. The exact path you need to walk. The second you get in the way, there's a problem. What you want, what you need. I do it in very simple ways now. And they're foolish. Every time they come about, they're not needed. And I go back to the work and I'm gifted everything I could ever imagine. You guys, what you believe the world owes you is actually what you owe the world. That's it. Everything you think that the world owes you is what you owe the world. You owe the world answers. You owe the world strength. You owe the world love. You owe the world the consistency of what a man is and the man you always needed. I was gifted this path because my voice was strong enough to carry out the message that needed to be carried. A lot of you guys, you haven't earned that spot yet. You have to earn that spot by not giving a fuck about that spot. If you try to seek that spot, you'll never get that spot. That spot's gifted to someone who came out of the darkness. That spot's gifted to someone who had no agenda other than, man, this feels amazing. That's all it was. That's all it'll ever be. I've learned the top, the bottom, everything in between. None of it matters But none of it doesn't matter. Everything's compartmentalized. When you're with family, family is the most important. When you're out trying to make money for your family, then money's the most important. If you're at the gym, then muscle and results is most important. I mean, everything is most important for what it is when you can compartmentalize and actually monotask. It'd be very foolish to go into an endeavor and say, oh no, I'm not about this, but I'm spending my time on this. Like something like financial gain. It's so fucking crazy that people would even live their life ever saying it's not about the thing they're doing in that moment. That is how stupid they are. No, like it's just all about this. Well, what about the times when you're doing this? Shouldn't you be focused on that? Fuck, it's crazy. I love you guys so much. I'm going to live. I'm going to live outwardly through the camera. We're going to see where it goes. And the whole thing is I'm never going to lose because I'm never going to give up on myself. That's the only way you'll ever lose, is when you choose to break character. That's the only time you'll ever give up moments of your life. Love you guys. Don't choose to break character, and your life will be plentiful.